Christmas season is finally here. May mga naninibago, may nasasabik, at may abala pa. Pero, kahit magkakaiba ang Pasko, magkagawa nating creamy special ito. May have a special handaan with Lady's Choice.
Ang Monday, nagiging manhid day. Ang Tuesday, tusok-tusok day. At Wednesday, Wednesday day. Pabalik-balik ng kayo.
It's 4 times speed well versus a generic brand. Helps repair nerve damage from the source. So symptoms don't bother you again. Use your every day. You're okay. Now more affordable in the Sulit pack.
Coffee Ko Blanca, the number one creamy coffee in the Philippines. So creamy. Winner solid gold. Correct yarn. That's right. The number one creamy coffee, Coffee Ko Blanca. Creamy at gentle simple. Sa umaga, kaya ko mag-magic. Magic sarap, all in one. Kaya ang lutuin, may sarap na nakakag-isip. Kung ito po yung sarap sa umaga, nagawa niya ng magic. Lessons from Grandma. Care for the things that last long. What you did? Daddy's saying that. Tagal ng love and tea creamer kapag 14 days pa lang ang girl. Love the long-lasting bango. Hurry-up. Boyfriend ko.
Si boyfriend ha? What na yung ready na table?
Ito mo.
Welcome to the family! Ano yan?
Ito ko na sa bonding bestie.
All you Jollibee Burger Steak. Bigger patty na, more sauce pa. Sarap. Kasi ang namin nakinig niya.
Okay na yan. Batang-bata ka pa at marami ka pang kaya malaman sa mundo. At may araw na makakapagtatagal ko sa kanya. Sa eksistensya.
New Wow Pasta. Ready in 3 minutes. Ito yung pasta, ihalo sauce. Special topping, Sisipesta. New Wow Pasta. Pizza spaghetti carbonara ready in 3 minutes. Dry cough? Oh, yeah. Choose Durotest AC for dry cough. Durotest AX for cough and phlegm. Get better faster with Durotest. Wala nyo na lang. Ibang tataya mo pa. Ako, mas matibili ko yan. Sweldo na lang. Kung gusto tingin ko na, mas maganda. Dahil feeling dapat on daw. Body pain can stop you from doing your best. But now, Ultimate Salon Pass. With the right penetration of ingredients, relieves pain immediately. Gives long-lasting relief that lasts up to 8 hours. For shoulder, neck, and back pain. Ganda pa rin ang pakiramdam ko. For pain that massage alone can't relieve, use Salon Pass. Relief that sticks for up to 8 hours. Today, let's make our own version of tuna bibimbap using San Marino corn tuna Spanish style.
Sweet, sarap, sulit. Ang sarap ng sweet and spicy flavor ng tuna. Mag-switch na to San Marino corn tuna. Your playground, now online. At 88 has over 1,500 games. Secure, fast gameplays. Meron kang free for fun option to try all the games. Ibang
Cancer na. Ba't yung sinabi na?
Para ano ka? Ipanagaan na.
Papapakita ko ulit.
No, ayoko. Ayaw kong bumalik na. Ayoko ba? Ayoko lang magsuka. Ayoko lang makanto. Gusto ko lang kung masaya. Sa mga huling araw ko. Masama ba yun? Ikaw ang kumpas nung naliligaw. Naging kulay ka sa nalitaw.
Isang selfish mo.
Ako ang mamamatay.
Pero kami ang naiiwan.
Dahil sa tayo. At aking bukas. Ang programang ito ay rated SPG. Striktong patnubay at gabay ng magulang ang kailangan. Maaaring masisirang tema, lingwahe, kaasan, sexual, horror o droga na hindi angkop sa mga bata. Huwag na kayong malaban kung ayaw nyo mamatay kayo lang dito.
Wala akong pakialam hindi ako mamatay nila. Pero yung sila nasasabihin sila kita. Hindi ko tuloy na ako sa akin.
Tama ka siya.
Papatay ko sa babae ko! Babae mo ba nila? Nasaan po na ko? Tawag mo yung babae yan! Kapag hindi ko kami pinatakas! Papatay ko daw! Sir! Hindi susuko yan! Lalaban na mga yan! Babae mo ba nila? Mas mabuti pa! Wala na natin! Katrasin niya na! Hindi ko kayo nato segundo para tumuko! Isa! Dalawa! Tatlo! Apat! Ay, Christina. Ikaw niya! Kailangan ko na. Babalik ka na! Kaya!
I want to take this family picture. Ayaw mo gawin ngayon? Ayaw mo gawin natin?
Laging may kasama. Sa amin, nagtutulungan. Marunong akong malagaan yung mga tao sa paligid ko. Oops.
Dita didn't continue to grow, and I think it would have been the case had Johnson not gotten hurt during the season, that they would have been able to do that. So I think we are going to see this Hawks team be one of the most improved teams in the East. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Jalen Johnson, getting him healthy for a full season, he's such a unique, fun player. Not just what he can provide defensively with his length and his versatility and his agility, but on offense, he's done a little bit of everything. He can handle the ball, he can play make. So he's someone who I think fits really well. But then we also have these new pieces. Kristaps Porzingis to space the floor, to play pick and pop, maybe pick and roll. Nikhil Alexander Walker, Luke Kennard as a shooter off the bench. Zach Risachet, another young, we talked about young players improving on some of these other teams. I mean, I think there's a lot here where Quinn Snyder could get his lab and cook up something that I think is going to be significantly better than what Atlanta had last season.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of interesting different dynamics offensively. I think one.
always say, man, was, he made me a proud dad, just by him growing up and being the type of person he was, and we're proud parents.
It's gonna get worse and worse. I'm letting you know. It's gonna get worse and worse.
I quit.
The award you can only win once, the Kia Rookie of the Year. And to the winner goes the Wilt Chamberlain Trophy. A year ago at this time, the Spurs victor Wembanyama. My pleasure to announce the Kia Rookie of the Year. Stephon Castle, Spurs the first team to have back-to-back winners since Minnesota had Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 43% and 28% from deep.
Welcome back to the Eastern Conference Preview Show. Now, Tyler Hero had some of the best stats in the NBA last season. He's joining some really good players. We're going to take a look at his numbers right here. Unfortunately, if he will have to start the season without him, how much is that a concern for this Miami Heat team, Ben?
Well, I actually don't know if it's a huge concern. One, given that he's not supposed to miss too much time at the start of the year. And two, I think in a short
start of the season for the Heat, even though this is the perfect Eric Spoelstra team.
Perfect. Eric Spoelstra team. Wow, that is a very heavy-handed statement there. Let's talk about Norman Powell because you guys mentioned him. I love seeing him last year on the Clippers. I thought he was great offensively. How do you see Norman Powell fitting in on this Miami team?
Yeah, I love this fit for them. I think he's kind of a perfect sort of, it's like thunder and lightning once Hero comes back. You know, he's more of a straight line driver, can attack the rim. He's going to be able to knock down shots, whereas Hero's going to go kind of side to side and create for everybody. You know, Powell gets it off of something that Hero creates, and swings it over the mound. Boom, that's a straight line drive to the rim or a clean jumper. There's going to be a lot of stuff there that you can get from Norman Powell. I think this is a great move for the Heat. I love the pickup when they did it, and the more I think about it, the more I get excited. Ben, how are you looking at that move?
Same thing. There's part of me that when he finally puts on a Heat uniform, I will be like, yes, this is where Norm Powell probably played his entire career because the fit is so perfect. The culture fit seems perfect. The style of play works hard, high motor, great shooter, attacks closeouts, just fits really well in system with other players. And Mo, to me, is part of a really interesting question with the Heat in terms of their spacing, in terms of what, Spoelstra's going to cook up. We see Bam Adebayo trying to shoot threes. Are they going to play the two bigs with Gordon Ware and you lose shooting, or is it Jovic and you have a big spacer out there with some of these more dynamic players like Powell, like Andrew Wiggins, like Hero as a shooter when he comes back? So those are the big questions for me with Miami heading into the season.
Let's move on to a another team that has a lot of question marks heading into the season, and that is the Toronto Raptors. One headliner in Toronto is Scotty Barnes. He put up some very outstanding numbers last season. What are your thoughts on the Raptors this season, and do you think this is an improved roster? Do you believe that they are a top 10 team in the East End?
That's a lot of questions at once, Alexis. I feel like, so, okay, the roster maybe is improved, but they have so many injuries and so many moving parts in the last year or two, and I felt like I checked in every time I watched the Raptors game, it was a different starting lineup or something like that. So just having some stability in the system where Scotty Barnes is out there, RJ Barrett is out there, Emmanuel Quickly's out there, now they bring in Brandon Ingram. This is what is enticing, I think, for Toronto making a leap into a playoff position, having their core players healthy out there all the time, and then trying to find the right offensive and defensive identity from there. Mo, how are you feeling about this team?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with this team just because I think, I love Scotty Barnes. I love everything that he can do. He's kind of, this gets me in trouble with some people, but I look at him as a perfect number two. I think he'd be great as a utility guy. Very like Scotty Pippen-esque to me with the way he plays on both ends of the floor. But I worry about this team because I feel like they have a lot of guys that need to have the ball in their hands to be fully maximized at their skill set. When we're talking about Brandon Ingram, talking about RJ Barrett, I think the key for them is going to be not just Barnes, but also Emmanuel Quickly sort of creating for everybody. And that means he's got to stay healthy and sort of be that guy to kind of help get the ball moving across the board and make sure everybody's getting touches. It's kind of a tough thing for me to sort of figure out really how are they going to fit across the board. I like a lot of the names and pieces kind of individually. I'm not sure how it fully comes together as a cohesive unit, as a team. I feel like everybody kind of needs to have the ball to be effective. So I find it a bit challenging that I think they're going to have a little bit of a difficult time in the East, but I still think they'll be a top 10 Eastern Conference team, but closer to 10 than to 1.
And then, I know that my questions got lost in a lot of other questions, but do you think the Toronto Raptors will be a top 10 team in the East?
Well, it's a great question because I think
Hey, Ma'am Jean.
right in that range probably.
Ma'am Jean. Dito ka sa kabila.
I think most of them I would slot ahead of Toronto to start the season. The one thing I will say about the Raptors that Will alluded to is if they can find the right identity, sharing the ball, spacing the court, and Emmanuel Quickly, how is he going to kind of stir the drink and fit in? He's a great shooter, but playmaking and playing at that high level off ball screens and things like that has not necessarily been his calling card in the NBA. If they can find a way to do that, if that coaching staff can figure out how to share the wealth and find something that's greater than the sum of their parts, I absolutely think they'll be a top 10 team in the East. But to Mo's point,
Busbel playing, Busbel.
guys that are more ball dominant and don't have those skills in the past coming into a new situation. Well,
Wow.
kind of align with what you're
Thank you so much sa palipad, Busbel.
Hard thing is coming into the season with a lot of ifs. It's always something you don't want to have as a coaching staff, right? You want to have if this guy moves, this guy moves, this guy moves, you're running into a challenge across the board. Look, they have talent individually. It's solving the puzzle, and this is what the coaching staff has to do. They got to solve the puzzle of like, how does it work? What's the right mix? What's the right lineups? Hey, does Brandon Ingram pair well with Emmanuel Quickly and Scotty Barnes? Or do we need to kind of break that trio up? Where does RJ Barrett fit? How do we use guys like Jakob Poeltl? Where do we kind of develop across the board? Guys like Brady Hinkle, I thought was, had a really strong season, especially towards the end. Like, how can we kind of maximize this? This is going to be a puzzle that they got to figure out, for the Toronto Raptors to be in that top 10 area in the Eastern Conference.
Now we are going to move on to where I'm from, the Washington Wizards. They made drastic changes this offseason to improve their roster. Now with a pair of starters that bring playoff experience to a team of youngsters like Alex Sarr, Blake Carrington, and Rob Coulibaly, the Wizards have a balance of
So yeah, we traditionally compared like to what we just talked about with Toronto. Toronto has enough players that it clicks. You see something. A team like Washington, where you have the predators come in like CJ McCollum, those are usually teams trying to find ways to accelerate younger talent, and that acceleration doesn't necessarily get you into the top 6 or the top 8. It sets you up not 3 years away from being 3 years away, but maybe next year or the year after to be in a really good position. And we can't go through this segment without mentioning someone like Bilal Coulibaly, one of my favorite players to watch, a young guy who consistently shows a little bit more growth every year. And if you can get something like that out of him with some of the other young players, Alex Sarr, Richard Jordan, Mark Carrington, I think it can be a very, very fun team and a team that sets themselves up for the future this season.
So you're saying maybe next year?
Well, in terms of the question of like legitimately making noise, we typically don't see that for teams like this. Yeah. But I think in terms of excitement and young players like actually taking strides forward and putting them in a position, it's you guys could say it's cliche, but it's a legit thing that we see historically.
All right, well, we're moving on. The Chicago Bulls rewarded me with a new 4-year contract in September. Now, with the new season upon us, can they find a way to become contenders in the Eastern Conference? We will talk Bulls basketball after the break. Wow, that was one of the craziest plays of the 2024-25 season. Josh Giddey put himself in a rare company in the rich history of the Chicago Bulls. He is, look at this, only players in Bulls history with 1,000 or more points, 500 or more rebounds, and 500 or more assists in a season. Josh Giddey's numbers last season, pretty impressive. What are your thoughts on his 24-25 season then?
I can't believe he's the only other Chicago Bull to hit those numbers. I'm really impressed. So it's not compared to this, Alexis. It was great to see Josh Giddey sort of increase his privacy and get the whole opportunity that he got in Chicago. We know about some of his downhill finishing. He's helped improve some of that at the end of those long, swallowing Euro step drives he likes. He's a great passer and playmaker, and of course the shot as a swing skill as well. So I think it was a nice step for him to be in a role where he could take on more responsibility and could jump forward for the Bulls last season and maybe continue that into 2026.
Mel, your thoughts on Josh Giddey's season last year?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a tale of two seasons. You know, he started out a little bit slow, and then after the All-Star break, he got out of hand. He was shooting the three ball extremely well. Obviously, you know what he can do as a playmaker, what he can do, you know, trying to score and handles and everything that he has with him. Like, he has great court vision with all that stuff. And the key to success for him is going to continue to shoot the three ball as well as he has. Look, he has a luxury here. A lot of teams right off the bat are not going to really worry about him as a three-point shooter. He needs to draw them out by knocking down a number of those shots to be able to force defenses to adjust and start respecting the shot. When he does that, that's going to open up driving lanes for him. He's going to be able to attack closeouts when Kobe White kicks it out to him. And then from there, with his playmaking and his vision, he's going to be able to drop dimes left and right. Like, this is such an important thing, you know, for the Bulls and their offense in terms of what Kobe can do and what he can bring to them. I think it's going to all kind of revolve around him knocking down those shots.
That was gonna bring me to my next point. Is Josh Giddey the key to the Bulls' success this season then?
No, I think it's the rest of the roster. I think we have seen, you know, we've seen what we've seen from Giddey, and he can continue to improve. We also forget just how young he is. That's a ridiculous pass that we're getting to watch on this replay here. But the player who passed it to is a perfect example. Miles Gonzalez. I mean, he had a really dynamic sort of second half of the year last year. He had a lot of excitement and athleticism. So some of these other players, remember, Mark Rosen's not there anymore. Zach LaVine's not there anymore. It's a different kind of system than the Bulls we've seen in the last few years. So I think it's going to be some of these other guys. Can Patrick Williams do a little bit more? Can they get something from someone like Jalen Terry that's a jump forward? That's kind of where my head is at in terms of Chicago can, you know, surprise or improve and exceed expectations in 2026.
Okay, so I feel like you're disagreeing with Mo here. Mo, did you feel like he was disagreeing with you?
I'm not surprised. This is what Ben likes to do, is disagree with me. But I think the more important thing, I mean, there's a lot of pieces there that got to come together for this Bulls team to have a full successful season. I think a large portion of it, we know what Kobe White's going to bring. He's kind of a proven commodity on the Bulls team. We know what he's going to bring to the team. We know what he is at this point. It's all the other pieces that are kind of the question marks. And who are they? What can they bring? You know, Gonzalez's development, is he going to take a step forward? Can he maintain the run that he had and the shooting he had going forward? You know, can Patrick Williams kind of be the guy everybody's been hoping he would become? Like, there's so many questions with this pieces that, like, these guys got it. They're like the Raptors a little bit in a way. They have a lot of ifs, you know, and that's an important thing there. Like, it's, you know, that not really, you don't have that many questions going into training camp and have to try to get those answers off the bat. So that's kind of the challenge for the Bulls.
All right, well, you said there's a lot of questions, but with those questions come my question. Do you foresee the Bulls being a playoff team? Ben, you're laughing, so I'm gonna go to you first.
Well, I was laughing at your wordplay, Alexis. Playing team maybe, because Chicago and the players we're talking about just are fairly competitive. Night to night, it feels like the Bulls can never get too low lately, and they can never get too high lately. And so you have enough sort of quality NBA players out there that they rack up wins, but not at the level of top teams that we talked about earlier in the preview. So if you're talking about top six, I would say no. If they can squeak into a playoff game, I think they absolutely are really possible. They can squeak into a playoff game, yeah. I play a game.
We're gonna circle back to you in about 6 to 7 months. But we've previewed 14 teams. We still have one to go. Our final team to preview is the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball is a sneaky good three-point shooter. In fact, he is the second fastest all time to reach 700 three-pointers. What is LaMelo Ball's ceiling with these Charlotte Hornets? Mo?
Yeah, I mean, he's an unbelievable player. The talent that he has, you know, talking about defense, it's a whole separate conversation.
Do you think the future is bright for this team? What do you foresee?
Yeah, I like the guys they have. I like Brandon Miller. I mean, just putting LaMelo aside, I like Brandon Miller. I like Tom Knickle. I like Liam from Moon, who they picked up in the draft. Those two guys are going to be rookies this year. I think there's an opportunity there for the team to grow. I like the job that Charles Lee has done with this team and kind of continuing to build a culture there. You know, it's a weird situation coming in as a coach where you want to set the culture and start to build it. And I think they have a lot of young pieces that he can kind of start to build put in place the pieces, the culture he wants, the building blocks that he wants to have, and they kind of move forward. So I kind of like the young guys they have. I just want to see how it goes moving forward.
All right, before we wrap up this show, we want to get some predictions. Mo, starting with you, what team will be the biggest surprise in the East?
I think the biggest surprise in the East is going to be the Detroit Pistons again. I don't think they're going to triple their win total because I don't think mathematically that's fully possible. But I think they're going to surprise everybody in the East again. I think they're with the talent they have, and one thing we didn't really touch on also is getting Jaden Ivey back is huge for them. He missed so much of the season last year. It's another piece for them. I think they're going to come in. I think they're building off of what they did last season. They really pushed the Knicks in that playoff series. Really gave it to them and that stuff. I think 8 just scratching the surface of the start of Alexis. I think he's really getting to that level. I'm excited to see Jalen Durden's development. Asur Thompson is just phenomenal with his athleticism and the plays he makes and his defense and everything that they have. I like the move that they make with Duncan Robinson. I love kind of this team. They're a real surprise team. I wouldn't be shocked. This is weird, Alexis. I know how you feel about this. But you wouldn't be shocked if they finish third in the East.
Ooh, okay. Surprise, surprise. What about you, Ben? Biggest surprise to come out of the East?
Well, I'm gonna have to go back to the Hawks and the conversation we were having about that. Because, look, we're talking about this pre-show. You have to think about the coaches because often what we see when we go into the season is a
this is going to do it for our Eastern Conference preview show. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'd like to thank my hosts there. We're so eloquent today with them, and Rosie Field. It's going to be an amazing and exciting NBA season. Thank you again to everyone.
Lumayan.
Uy, Tini yan, Tini mo. Thank you. Tini yan, hindi mo kalamayan.
Win prizes when you watch on Signal. Just scan the code. Spin the reel. And win the prize. Start watching to start winning.
Naka-Google.
Everybody spoke in the 24 seconds. Before you go into you got about 20 guys. You don't have to do it again. It's not done. Sorry, that's the positive. My dad was here. You always want to see how far I can take moments. Every before and after the workouts, he would say, this is what you want to do.
Ano ba? 5 sheet man? Google Sheet daw. Na ano man ni Stephen Westman? Hindi ko siya kaya kabalo nga. Ako pati ya pala pahimuon niya. Siya na lang ito mo barabuas kay parang ma-print na lang. Ako pa di ayuon niya. Di siya kaayo sa duwa.
His body crunching beneath him. Neesmith, this an unfortunate situation with Neesmith is coming down. He's gonna have a place to land.
Hindi ko updated sa Asta Messenger lang ko may na post sa Chipen best, kaya na pa nga ayo ya sa ako. Nang bako araman si Pio si Janice opisina, duty sila. Hindi ya maayo. Hindi ako na maayo. Nabalibad na ko gani nga siling ko sir, ari ko sa banwa, karon pa ko puli. Siya okay lang pag puli mo karon na obrahe lang. Sing ko may ginahulat pa ko di sir. Di tapos ang buto nakita ko message kinanglan gito yung hard and soft copy mo. Di kinanglan gito yung papermahan kay ma'am. Kay ako. Di karon nung message siya naman ko. Kabudlay ko na ayoon ang duwa. Ubrahan ko lang kuno kag i-send sa email kay para i-print to certification. Nga waisang
Pungko na siya rin, yung piyong na namin yung pagkambot kunway sa pulis kiran niya. Why na problema siya, invest mo, puro bitirano na. Tatlan na sila kung mga private sa crime stats kung mga ano. Ayan, mo niya sa mga tabuan niya eh.
iya ginaiya pala ubra.
Yung balo mga disko
Anad na lang kita sila ya. San gabi ya, kuliton ka nila ya. Hindi ko man ma-off akon nga internet. Si Ma'am Elay, diri man na message sa akon party sa Google Sheet to sang kabalan mo hindi pa direkta ang mga aplikant sa region mo through province. Tiga pangita sa sang link Google Sheet. Di na siya updated sa sang NIR nga Buka nami sa iya hambalagin na lihog lang madam B. Kabudlay ayuon si Pierre kay si Janice. Hard copy patulong sa province. Patroller boss. Saga. Maybe yung deadline boss mo. Hindi. Dahil yan sa flood control certification sa Liga Gambling.
Pero kay boss may hinugulong, may sila certification.
Para RD boss. Bisita sa RD boss samon. Hindi na kayong balik Dayaw ko ni pala Guba pa biyang desktop nga isa. Dala ka Ato na sa pasi atong nadaganan bala atong napatay nga Coast Guard. Parente ni sumupod ko sa muna sa opisina mo. Palomo. Nagubamon stop na isa mo na budlayan sila. Tapos kuliton ko na naman nila buwas. I-off ko ko na yung internet buwas. Ubrahan ko certification. I-send ko sa ay nako. Sa lig na lang nasa blasakon kunara ko. Bisan way ko sa opisina. Hari ko sa balay. Kuliton niya makukyapon. Mangkot pa gani si sir sa atong may na founded body bla kami. Kaya ga-update ko nung region. Selling niya ma'am ng ang cause of death sang Kuway pa gani na autopsy ni doktor. Da mabalaan na da. Tatalikit sila. Kung magwa na niya nga autopsy, da mabalaan ko na ng cause of death ya. Muna pag-ubrata sa report, progress. Tawagan niya pa ako sang brigade nga gabi. Kasi I see Damo to ligad adlaw ang balamam. Natawan na sa email ta kay nagpadala na ko progress ara ng result ara ng autopsy. Oh, display ng binalbagan. Ano niya lang yung explanation.
Isang mahina at walang saysay na nilalang.
Julie notarized ba? David form.
Hindi namin nais makipagtunggali sa iyo, Irenea.
Ay,
Ako si Dave.
nagsala sila.
Ako ang bagong tagapangalaga ng brilyante ng hangin. At ako si Annie. Ang dating tagapangalaga ng brilyante ng hangin. Kasama ang mahal na Emre. Nagsusumamo kami sa iyo. Na sana sumali kang muli sa brilyante ng hangin. Hindi ko kayo matutulungan. Nagtataka kung nasang sumamo muli si Emre. Samantalang kay tagal ng panahon tinulungan na dito. At paano kung mapaslang kami sa laban dito? Marahil ay nakararamdam ka ng takot ka rin. Ngunit huwag kang mangamba. Sapagkat ako may natatakot rin. Sana! At sino nagmit ang ako ay natatakot? Ay kahit mangamba. Ikaw na! Marami na po'y nakararamdam ng takot. Ngunit hindi ko hahayaan magdinagdang ito sa akin.
Legal number games. STL. Galing kami ano man ano. May permit.
Basang-basa ko ang takot sa iyong mukha at puso.
Tapos ligad sang Sabado balapaw. Matulog na ko hapon. Ay, Biyernes. Biyernes. Hapon. Nanawag pa sa sakon. Nga i-comply ko no. Alas 12 pang deadline. Kita ko yung mensahe. Tikalaan ko man nga duty. Walaan ko eh. Baw, gintawgan niya akong mga pasado. Alauna. Ngay comply. So pala, late na. Alas 12 itong deadline. Nabray lang dabi. Diyos ko miyo. Ubrahan mo nga tawgon, patanan-tanan. Bala nga akong takon mo patanan nga ano? Investigators. Sa isahon mo pa sila. Pasado na alas 2 ko na comply. Maya kayo ay makamig pa explain na delay. Ay, siling ko dayaw ko. Buot lamang.
Sa isang tulad mong mahina ng diwata, hindi ka karapat-dapat na maging tagapangalaga ng brilyante na apoy.
Pwede lang ay off ang ako ng internet para hindi ko mabalaan yung may internet. May ano, may signal ko. Off duty mo na makwaon pag dyan nila. Linus level optional doon sa tuig. Optional. Dua sila ni Finance. 22 years na sila mo.
Ang tanong mo yung gagawin. Kung wala na ang batas sa likod mo, wala. Alam mo, Richard, kanina, ang tinitipon ko yung lakas ko para sa kapamilya ko. Akala ko bibigyan yung katawan ko. Pero naalala ko yung doktor. Nakas ako.
Pero dahil sa mga sandali, ayaw niya ang mahina, tinawala ng pag-asa. Doon natin pinakanais na maging malakas, makabangon. At binabati kita, Vera. Ako ay iyong pahayag.
Message na sa Mamela, i-check ko di biyanay kung may Google Sheet.
Sana ay marupay din sila.
Huwag siya nangayo kay ano? Kay Nicole? Wala man ni Google Sheet. Pinadakop-dakop lang ko ni Mamelay. Ayos sa kay Nicole eh. May naman lang gani nga hindi ko pag i-request ni Nicole kay budlayan ko ah. Munuan niya ko itong mga buligan ko siya sa recruitment. Ang bako yung mensahe lang ko pero may pakita ako kay ma'am. Pero sige dua-dua man siya kaya siyempre yung istaran ko to. Matinergit ko to ya. Kin ano ya. Forward ya sa kada province. para ang province ang screening sang aplikante sa ila folders.
Ito yung best seller natin. Good news! This Saturday, 9 p.m. on GTV.
Hindi pwede dito lang ako. Kailangan ko na makauwi. Hindi ka pwede lumabas. Nandun na kumatayan. And babe, make it our mind. Next Saturday, 6:15 p.m. on GTV. Chris, bigyan lang iwan. Ako si Doris. Nagkamay ko na ng mga iwan. Nagkamay ko sila ng best friend. Chris, ibig sabihin, magkaibigan.
Kayo ng lola ko.
Maraming senyales kung gano'ng mayaman. Pag nakapagpulan, marami, kung titikman mo ito ng nakapikit lang, you wouldn't really know the difference kung hindi lang yung pinag-uusapan natin. Hey, food explorer! Ito yung dish na matakaw sa kanya.
Araw-araw ang mundo ko. At hindi pinagkaya ay linggo ako.
Pag akong isa na sa madalas na na-anticipate namin mga from ayong labo.
Farm to table. Paglanto, pagsuko tayo ng nato. Nasaan na nga ba si Founder ng Zag po?
This Saturday, I will get over to Papua, but they have on Asia. AC versus Benfica, 2:30 on GTV and on Asia. Field equations, NCAA season 101.
New Times Bottle Alert, guerreros.
6:10 p.m. na ang pinaagang biyahe natin tuwing linggo.
Set na siya. Certification.
Sundays, 6:10 p.m. on GTV.
Ngayon nakikita ko na kung anong magiging mahalaga ang pag-iibigan ng pwede tumutulong. Ano ang nagiging my favorite one? Bad Romeo on GTV.
Pagod, napagod, 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 napagod. Oo, ayaw ko na. Ay, ay,
Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. on GTV.
ang palagi na sa nabiga gagabi. Ma'am, dali ma'am, sabta ko kay gahulat ang region. Ha? As hindi, as a founded pala. Inuras pala nga nagpasa sa spot. Aray, Diyos ko. Nakadlaw ako Ngayon na sila yan, no, update yung